My mother cried when I was born a boy today at my college graduation. I finally showed her the videos of her refusing to hold me in the hospital. Now she's demanding I take down my viral post, showing the world what she's been hiding from my sister for 22 years. I was never supposed to see those birth videos. My grandmother secretly copied them before my mother could destroy all evidence of her disappointment. On camera, my mother wails, "I wanted a girl," while the nurse holds me newborn and unwanted. My father awkwardly pats her shoulder saying, "We can try again," as if I were simply the wrong order at a restaurant. My grandmother Parndad's mom Parnt became my real parent. For 6 years, I spent more nights at her house than my own. When I was home, my mother barely acknowledged me, saving her smiles and affection for my sister Olivia, who arrived 2 years after me Part, the daughter she'd always wanted. When Brahma suffered a stroke when I was 8, she made my father promise to show me the birth videos when I was older, so I would know it wasn't my fault. But Dad was too weak, too afraid of my mother's anger. He worked longer hours, took more business trips, anything to avoid the tension at home. The contrast between how my mother treated us was impossible to miss. Olivia got designer clothes, I got department store clearance. Her room was professionally decorated, mine had bare walls. Her birthday parties were extravagant affairs with dozens of guests. Mine were forgotten entirely 3 years in a row. When I turned 16, I found the videos hidden in my grandmother's old cedar chest that Dad had stored in our attic. I watched alone, finally understanding why my mother couldn't look me in the eye for more than a few seconds, why my achievements were met with indifference while Olivia's were celebrated with professional photo shoots. I applied to colleges without telling either parent. When my full scholarship came through, my mother's only response was, "At least we won't have to pay for it." I worked 2 jobs through college, visited home only when necessary, and built a life independent from my mother's rejection. Today was my college graduation. I graduated summa cum laude with a double major. My father came alone, paired my mother and sister had a spa day. They couldn't respect Joel. At the small dinner afterward, Dad gave me a card with $100 and an awkward hug. "Your mother loves you," he said weakly. "She just doesn't know how to show it." That's when I pulled out my phone and played the birth video on the restaurant table. My father's face crumpled as he watched his younger self standing helplessly by while my mother rejected their newborn son. "She's shown me exactly how she feels for 22 years, I said quietly. "And you let her?" When I got back to my apartment, I created a social media post with clips from the video alongside photos, showing the stark differences in how my sister and I were raised. It went viral within hours. My mother has called 17 times, alternating between tearful apologies and threats of legal action for humiliating her publicly. My sister is shocked pert. She had no idea about the videos or the extent of the favoritism which my mother had always disguised as me being difficult or distant. Some relatives say I've gone too far, that family matters should stay private. Others have sent messages saying they always saw how I was treated but felt powerless to intervene. I don't regret exposing the truth. Some mothers shouldn't be allowed to hide their failures behind closed doors. Some children deserve to know they weren't the problem parent and they were